Yeah, we're probably going to be heard everywhere except where we want to be, at least for the first half hour here, I think. It's crazy. The sun is up, the skip is out, and you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, kind of a wild and crazy evening here in the Central Valley of California. As the skip come up the last hour or two. Who knows where we'll be heard tonight? If you can't tune us in at 27085 Channel 11, you know we're always on the Universal Media Net web at oldtuberadio.net. I think the video is up and running. Let me see. Hello, everybody. Yeah, just came back from poolside. We're having a big party here at the Old Tube Radio Net control. Had to run and jump in the air chair, and hopefully you will be joining us tonight with your glow-in-the-dark radios and listening in SWL-wise at oldtuberadio.net, channel 1127-085, who knows. So we'll keep, I keep the intro short. I know there's probably a lot of stations that need to get checked in. I'll just do listening. Anybody that needs to get checked in now, come on in and we'll see if we can get you before we start the roll call. Maybe things will calm down. OTR is listening.
37 here. I might try to check in at that time, but we'll figure it out. That's right.
Yeah, let's put the meter to 25 over. Stations are 25. I don't even get local stations 25 over.
Reflex. They need to call they take.
What I'm going to do, I'll get SWL. Where's my list here? I'll get to SWL 1. Bring up the SWL roll call sheet here. And SWL 2. Those are the gentlemen that put this thing together about 37 years ago, and Mr. OBP is riding along with us. He's over on the video chat side. Say hello to Kevin, where he's 9 pounds. The original 9 pounds and good modulation. What was it, Kevin? Were you on the R2700 23S9? I cannot remember. I know the Buddy Bass, but I can't remember the original station. And also 00. We'll get 00 checked in, and I'll be listening. Who else? Anybody else?
Yeah, you got 53. Boss, 37 here. I might try to check in, but if not, you get me, okay?
All right, I got 53. I got you, Bob, if you can hear me. And I think that was Chris. Your audio is way distorted, but I think that was 37.
No, I'm just sitting here listening. I'm listening to somebody that cleaned my radio up.
And we'll just keep on going. You just never know. We've got the Echo Link. Link is up tonight. We'll catch the stations on Echo Link if you are listening. I do believe I've got that set up and ready to go. SWL number 3 gets a proxy check-in. He is been posting what he found on the shelf, and so I'm waiting for him to find one of his Globe radios on the shelf and checking in that way.
Hello, how's that? You're on the dial now. Dennis, you got... Yeah, I hear you. What makes you think I don't hear you? If you got it down and I'm coming back to...
At least they got some decent... You know what's coming through? I may have to go close the window. I'm actually getting a wind. The wind is so intense now. I'm getting wind from the window 8 feet behind me. Yeah, I can hear you, Chris. No problem.
Okay, there's 151.
Let's see. SWL 4, 5, and 6. Let's go over to SWL 7.
SWL 7 checking in if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm getting wind noise. Although, I bet the skip would possibly take you out, but you're sounding good now.
Alrighty, well, you got it kind of cranked up there trying to get to you. Even though it's only just a mile away, but thanks for checking me in.
Make an adjustment here. Got to look at the ore band meter. It looks kind of like that. And I'm looking for the receive adjust here.
Yeah, I hear you, man, around listening. I hear you, I'm just listening.
Yeah, we're looking good. The old Tube Radio Network here, out poolside with the Jingle Singers. They'll be joining us and the rest of everybody. Let me see. Let me take a little time and see who is actually up and around. I saw a lot of you out there today. Up in the balcony, Reedley, California. We'll get you checked in, Bob, if you're listening. I can't even hear stations a mile away, but that should change. Hello to San Bernardino. I tell you, Frank Zappa wrote a song about you guys. Hello to Kerman, Inez, Kentucky, Florence as well, or somewhere near that position. Shinston, West Virginia, Inglewood, Colorado, Dallas, Georgia, coming up to you, Woodland Park, Colorado. The boys from Squamish up in the mezzanine, setting up the unknown SWL, Spokane, Washington. Hello, radio. Fresno, California, Scotts Valley, California. Nice place. Louisville, Kentucky, West Lafayette, Indiana. Listening in prior to the show, I think I might have heard you. I think I might have heard the West Lafayette, Indiana coming in when we were listening for JT. Elk Grove, California, Belfast, Maine, right in the front row here as always. And hello to Manhattan Beach. The old Tube Radio Network, just kind of chatting here because I don't know if I can be heard. We've got SWL7 checked in. Let me get that on the boards. Also 10, hello Chrissy. I know you can hear me because you are listening in on the video tonight, so we got you guys checked in. And what a great check-in from last week. As you can hear, the skip is in, so be ready with the Robin or the Browning, and maybe we'll pick you up again like we did last week.
I live in on the mall, but I leave no man left behind, and we do it like that. Diesel 115.
Hey, that's all we need is Motormouth Mall on 11. We'll have all sorts of check-ins. Over to SWL 13. I'll keep an eye out. Looks like the comments are working tonight. So if you can go to oldtuberadio.net, you might be able to leave a comment for me to see, or I'll hear you direct, or you can join in on the video or the Facebook page. I will eventually pick up your item of interest. Over to SWL 14. SWL 16. Anoka, Minnesota. Let's see. Might be vacationing. I didn't look at the vacation list tonight to see who was in and about, but I will definitely get Charles checked in. Over to SWL 17. It is a holiday weekend, Memorial Day, where we honor those men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice to help us and the country out. So thanks to all of them, and we will remember you Memorial Day and all the time. Let's go over to SWL 18, Mikey, who I believe is out of Facebook jail. We're going to check in for 18.
151.
SWL 19, not 151, right here in the front, helping me with the cue cards tonight. And I saved you the trouble, Chet. You don't have to keep letting me know to adjust the tie. No tie tonight. We're in the Hawaiian party mode out there out by the pool, but came back here to do that. And I have got the yes, we have the door secured, so I'm pretty sure I won't be getting thrown in the pool tonight. Let's go to SWL 20.
You're in Alabama on the mayor.
SWL 20. Somebody might be trying to make it in on the crossband, which I do have up and running.
Hey, number 5 in the mini grass. Number 5, 5, 0, grid, big bam, I'm on the mayor.
And SWL 21, Old Radio Night, I think they finished. I did have it up on the YouTube channel, but I see that it's not there, so that might mean that it is being processed. But you know the guys, Mr. DD21. Where is it? Right here on, there it is, on Old Radio Night. Check them out before this program on whatever channel. They like to hang around on channel 12, but they're up on the YouTube with Old Radio Night. And I think he was on the Galaxy Tonight. You know, I actually did hear him. I've got the, let's see if I've got the Audacity up. I heard him tonight. I don't think the replay is going to be any good.
Fresno, California, out there to that Old Tube Radio Network.
Yeah, there it is.
Fresno, California, out there to that Old Tube Radio SWL 21 in South Carolina. We standing by.
There it is. That was 21 earlier on, I think that was Channel 11, sounding pretty good, live and direct. The shockwave antenna, or maybe he was, I don't know what antenna he was on, but it was working good here in Fresno.
22954, thank you.
229 and 54, we got you over.
Hey, somebody on
Likewise, 21.
the dig 'em no grade.
And SWL 22.
2-0 working that little bit of one in the great big bam on mail.
All right, I'm going to check out the Echo link. See if 23 Skidoo is up. I've got to fire it up here. At least with the Echo link, there is no skip per se. We'll see if we can't get 23 Skidoo in there. KB6GFD.
Hey, 181, 65, y'all got that mile down on my neighbors. No.
Well, good evening there, Dennis, and hello to all the SWLs. Happy Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial weekend of summer, which, of course, over here at the beach means fog and cold weather and lighting the fireplace. But there you go. 23 Skidoo, checking in and checking out.
Yeah, I remember that beach weather. You can see we're getting some very wind. It went down to 80-something degrees. It was okay by the pool. We had secured the umbrellas so they didn't blow over, but it's definitely getting windy now. So yeah, the May merge, the June gloom ready to go. Light the fireplace, turn on the tube radios, and you will be good to go. Thank you, 23, for checking in. KB6GFD. Then let's check with SWL 24, SWL 25. Get a proxy for SWL 25 over to SWL 27.
27's checking in.
All right. Well, as you can see, the band is open. I don't know. Is there such a thing as FT8 on 6 meters? Do you ever do that?
181. Yes, I have. You know now.
Okay. I would check it out. There might be something going on right now as we're having some good little sporadic stuff and long stuff going on here. Anyway, I can actually hear you sometimes through Hawaii. Ain't two-way radio great? Thanks for checking in. Page 2 is where we're at. Over to SWL 28. I got to check my other list here. I haven't even been looking at who's on the video stream tonight. Oh, okay. And you know what? I was amiss. And you were on the vacation list. That's what I thought. Charles is on the vacation list, checking in. At least somebody. At least somebody can get a vacation around. How do they rate? So much for sitting in the air chair. All right, I see you checking in from Oshkosh, by gosh. All right, 16, we've got you. And let me put the official 16 clank on here. Well, as you see, they let me go out to the pool and try and have some fun. So everything is good here in the air chair tonight. So enjoy yourself. We'll look for you back here next week. SWL 28. Gary is in. He's checking in. 79. It was 81 here. You guys are a little closer to the Bay Area up there in Sacramento, so you get a little bit more breeze than we do right now. Just finished tri-tip dinner. Everybody, who else? Cornbread was having some steaks. Everybody is barbecuing tonight. We'll find out from Bob and Steve what was going on in the green room for those who will be joining us here in the studio with some radio check-ins. All the fixings, now going to relax with all the green radios. Well, I've sort of got my, I don't know what color this is. I've got the green party shirt on, so maybe we'll get some radios to match. Thanks, Gary, for checking in. And listen in. You never know. This skip could be crazy tonight. I don't know. Okay, let me make sure that 28 is in. Yes, indeed. And we got 27 in. Okay, and we got 29 for a proxy. My windscreen is failing me here. SWL 30, Dwayne, at the ready on the Browning tonight, waiting for some conditions to come through.
Hey, Digger One. You got the show.
Yeah, 28075. You know, Richard, mentioning the 2705, did I see some mention that there might be a group that wants to try and do FT8 on 27075? That could be interesting. Might start hearing bleed over from FT8 coming out of Skip. That could be interesting. Dwayne, we've got you checked in. Let's go over to SWL 31. Let's see. Also, hello to up in the balcony, just coming in, Boston, Massachusetts, Moraga, California, San Francisco, where the weather should be nice. Hello to SWL 32. Everybody says, I can't hear a word you're saying, thanks to the skip line. SWL 33, myself, Bozo Control. Let me take a moment. I'm going to scroll up the video list and see who is joining us tonight while we wait for the skip to subside. Of course, we're not checking in Cornbread tonight. I don't know. He might be napping after that great barbecue. Tom is the one listening from Illinois, and he was in earlier. Again, if you were on, I heard somebody shout for OTR between all the skip. Just never know who you might be hearing. Paul is in. Paul Williams. Rusty is in. Steve is in Echo 148. Looking forward to some old radios tonight. I agree. Out in Kansas, Toby is joining us. As you can see, my sound system is, I guess I need to roll off the 80 hertz to get rid of that wind noise. But I mean, this is a super sensitive condenser microphone. That's one reason, and Toby knows this, that's one reason you've got to be careful when you're running those condenser microphoniums. John, I see you're there. We got you in, checked in as 00. We'll be coming up to you in just a little bit. Out the low country, Charleston, South Carolina, you guys were really banging in here on Skip at around 4:30, 5 o'clock our time. Sounding good. Hello, Hemorrhoid. Dennis will get you checked in. BDA coming up to you. Big Rich 6520 saying good evening to OTR. And we're saying good evening right back to you. Hope all is well out that way. North Charleston. This is another one of those shirts. You can't find them like this anymore. I believe this is probably, well, maybe it's a little bit newer than the Sears Sucker suit. I should see where this one is from, and it fits. It fits. So I'm wearing it. Let's see, Uncle Hairball, see in there. Sean B. Aloha, yeah, back to you, and. Yeah, thinks it's not going to happen in Sanger. Well, you know what, Sean? It's not going to happen right now, but stay tuned. As when the sun goes down, if we don't get a different type of E-skip, we'll be doing something else. I'm just trying to tap dance here a little bit, waiting for that skip to go down. Hello to Warren out there in near Hendersonville. Thanks for stopping by tonight. And Motormouth Mall is up and streaming. I don't know where he was. I heard rumors that he was listening on 28. But, he goes from 6 to 28. Sometimes he shows up on 11. I haven't heard anybody calling him for on 11 yet, so we'll see what happens. But John is definitely probably got some conditions in getting those 50 over signals on the bowl. And Richard out there near Lake Elsinore. Who else? A 133 operator, Ken. Hello to you. Hello to Eric D. Cowboy in the Hog Yard is in. 128 in Arkansas, checking in and looking good tonight. Thanks for stopping by. And Eric wants his shirt back. Well, yeah, you can have it back after the program. It actually is a little bit more comfortable than the suit and tie and jacket. but we'll see. I guess I could turn the chroma off and nobody would know. All right, the old Tube Radio Network just killing a little time here trying to make the skip go away. Looking for SWL 34. SWL 35. I'm going to refresh the comments here, see how Cheyenne, Wyoming is doing. Let me see what shows up on the refresh. And there he is checking in moments ago. SWL 35. Bill, I hope everything is going well at Red Monkey Communications. As always, miss you guys in the shop and the gang out here in the Central Valley, but sounds like you are doing well where you're at. Keep on keeping on. Oh, you know what? I don't think I put the link up. Hold on. I got to stop right now. I don't think I have the correct link. I'll be right back. So if anybody's listening to the program, they're probably hearing the wrong one. So thanks for the heads up. Hold on.
151 in the big band said, if he's that bad, cut him loose. Let him go. If he's that bad. 151.
Okay, for those wanting on the link, if you go to the link at oldtuberadio.net, the wrong link was up. I do believe I just corrected that problem, so you may hear both audios correct if you check on the YouTube link. So thanks for the heads up. I was playing hooky. I was having too much fun out at the pool with everybody and enjoying the food, and when I forgot to do that. That is why, you know, Charlie, you can only go on vacation a couple times because he reminds me of what I'm supposed to be doing with all this stuff. The Old Tube Radio Network, my name is Dennis. If I didn't say so, we are here in Central California, Channel 11, waiting for the tube radios to come up. And just trying to make it through this skip that came up super loud the last hour or two here. Let's see if we've got SWL 35 as in over to SWL 36. SWL, let's see. You know, I'm going to get Jerry checked in out there in Peoria, Arizona. Hope you're doing well, Jerry, getting some radios taken care of. 37, if you're out there, Chris, I got you checked in.
Okay, we're checking in again anyway. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, yeah, your audio is real distorted, but I hear you.
Is that better right there?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, I got too close. I was eating the microphone.
All right, yeah, I was doing it sounded like one of those Siltronics 1011s where your sidebands are going over, but I knew it was you.
Okay, but it does sound okay now.
Yeah, sounding good over.
Thank you, under and under.
Let's go to SWL 38. Sam and Byron. I talked to a station in Byron 2 nights ago. Was it last night on 40 meters? They were using, the guy's name was Eugene. He was testing out a Xiegu, an X-E-I-G-U, that Xiegu tiny little transmitter, and we were hearing him at about 3 to 5 watts. Amazing. And he was on an end-fed antenna out there in Byron. So at least I know we can do it on 40 meters. 11 meters, that's a little bit tough. Let's go to SWL 39. SWL 40.
Okay, SWL 4Z. Well, let's see here. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. I'll unkey the 11 meter, and I'll just stay on 2 meters. This is SWL 40 checking in.
All right, you know, I hear you both ways. There's definitely a better signal-to-noise ratio on the crossband, over.
Yes, there is. And now I'm keying both. And there's a big gust of wind that came through, and it nearly blew down my antenna, but but now it's slowly calming down, and it was a little scary. I had to shut my window from all the dust coming in.
Yeah, something's up. I'm going to close mine too. You can actually hear the wind coming through on the condenser microphone. That's a low frequency rumble, so I should go fix that hopefully. And I made a little windscreen here. You can see it right there if you're watching the video. My windscreen, and it's not helping at all, plus the pop filter's not. That's how strong the wind is coming through. But of course the condenser microphone has a problem. All right, you are sounding good. Hope all is going well there in Chinatown. Stay safe. Over.
Yes, we are staying safe and sane.
All right, safe and insane. Thanks for checking in. Sam, I see your post that you talked to DD21. He was coming through into the West Coast here just fine. I was hearing him on 12 and 11, so good that you made the trip. Also, Richard, talking to on 38 lower with 23 Skidoo on that real interesting short skip that happens. I've done it before. I think I mentioned I talked to, is it Brian out there in Upland, who does the 40-meter net. That was on 10 meters. He was 20 over. This was probably 4 or 5 months ago when we had another condition like that. So the little sporadic ducting conditions do come in to do that Southern California, Central California thing. So pretty cool with that. And see what we can get tonight. Maybe something productive where we get some radio check-ins as well. Let's go over to SWL 41.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR over on page 1. Go ahead.
24, checking in.
All right, I hear you. No problem through the skip, and thanks for stopping by, Joseph. Yeah, things are calming down a little bit, but you see the sun is going down, so probably we'll get skip from a different position. Let's see, Road Dog 507, we're checking you in. 41 from the Hudson Valley CB Radio Club, Hudson Valley, New York, of course, saying good evening and good Memorial Day weekend as well. X in the square. Over to SWL 42. SWL 43. I got a proxy, or actually a check-in for Crazy Ed. He was in early before the skip, so got him checked in. SWL 44.
I think I heard BNY on here on 2 meters, Dennis, trying to check in.
You know, I'm getting static or squelch crashes, and I think my antenna, which is still in the tree, that's probably why I'm not hearing relay. I know he was listening in on the stream, so when it comes up to Bob, I will get him checked in as well.
Okay, K6 VLF.
All right, the skip's going down. BDW, that's right, Richard. I was trying to remember Brian's call. How could I forget that? Let's go up the hill. SWL 45. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul. Over. I'll get Paul checked in. He might be listening in on the stream. 45, you're checked in, and when things calm down, we might hear you direct. The old Tuber Radio Network trying to get through the roll call here tonight. 133 operator Ken. I am trying. I'm trying my best to get to these radios tonight. Over to SWL 46.
46, Dennis. Good evening.
All right, good evening, sir. Good to hear you on the radio. And the X is in the square. Over to SWL 47. All right, I'm going to have to close that window. The window's getting even worse. There was a station on sideband, which I could not copy. SWL 47? All right, I'll be right back. This wind is killing my audio here, so let me see if I can fix that. It is some strange weather going on. Back in a moment here, the Old Tube Radio Network. right, hopefully that's going to help on the low-frequency rumble, but you never know. Old Tube Radio Network, directed net roll call, looking for SWL 47, SWL 48, SWL 49, and X4000. Yeah, I didn't turn the video. He says, this is the part. All right, wise guy. X4000. This is the part we don't see because Dennis has no pants on. All right, you know what? Just for the video, people. There you go. I am wearing pants here. All right. I just wanted to stand up and let people know. But that could happen. You know, I used to work in television, and you never know what those news anchors are wearing under the desk underneath their fancy suits. So that could happen. All right, let's go over to SWL 50.
50 here checking in, if you can hear me.
I can hear you. You're sounding good. Thanks for being there, and I've got the X in the square.
Well, good deal.
All right, things are good when Mark can hear me up on the hill. SWL 51. No doubt Dave out there in Sanger is probably checked in somewhere. Dave, you're listening. I got you checked in. Over to SWL 52. Oh, yeah, doing a little windsurfing, Foreman 362. We're hanging 10. Maybe we're hanging 11. I'm not sure. I should see if we've got some appropriate ETC music for that, but we do. Captain Robert, thank you on the kudos for the Hawaiian shirt. And you notice it does not have a pocket. I don't even have the pocket protector tonight, so I've pretty much ungeeked myself for this episode of the Old Tube Radio Network. You got to do it sometime. And glad to see you are up in the air chair, looking and sounding good. Let's go over to SWL 53, who checked in earlier. Mr. Belair, we've got you checked in. Over.
Honolulu. Station out of the Big Island. Oh.
All right, now we've got the Big Island coming in. Skipland is ready to go. Let's go to page 3. SWL 54 is checked in. SWL 55. SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis from the net. 56, just for kicks.
All right, 56 just for kicks. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up on the screen. Yeah, okay. We've got... let's see. That's not the right one. All right, that's what I want right there. So the beacons, the APR. There's the Running Man. There's the GFD logo. So we're up and running. The beaconing away for no particular reason. You are sounding good here on 11 Miatros. Thanks, Phil. And there's the list for those wanting to know what happens. On the OTR list, what I do is I scroll. I actually have a little list that checks in. There it is, 56, and we click on that. It goes to green, and then when we go over to this side right here, you can see that he is checked in right up there, somewhere over there. It's over there anyway. You are checked in. Let's go to SWL 57. I have to go to the other screen to check in Mr. BDA Brown Dog Audio, Central Kentucky. Looking good, checking in and checking out. Let's see, all gave some gave all, and we honor those heroes and families here at Brown Dog Audio. Very good and apropos for the upcoming Memorial Day. So thanks for that reminder. And we've got you checked in. Over to SWL 58. I will get Jeremy checked in. When he gets his antennas up, I really expect that he will be riding in on the skip and checking in with us from where he's at. Let's go to SWL 59. Exit Square, Uncle Hairball, checking out the old radio night over here at Old Tube Radio as well. And says my audio sounds better. Yeah, it helps to not have all that low frequency wind rumble. That is a condenser microphone. You got to be very careful with those. That's why sometimes a dynamic is a better choice for doing this kind of stuff where you're not in a true studio environment. Let's see, SWL 34, Jimmy and Little Toot out there near Chicago, doing what they do best, keeping the Old Tube Radio CB network page up and running, plus a whole bunch of others. I will try the, let's see if I can, I'm going to roll into, that wasn't too bad. That added a little, I had to go up to the effects box here. That added a little bit of effects for that. Makes it a little bit more official for a 34 check-in. You got to do it right. Where was I? Let's go to, oh, he's waiting patiently. SWL 60.
Thank you there, Dennis. SWL 60. Evening time to all the fellas out there. I forgot to say, SWL 60 checking in.
All right, breaking through the skip pretty good. I saw you were just ready to key that microphonium, and then net control went wandering off. But you stood by. Thank you. Joe is checked in. SWL 61, Dean, I'm going to check you in. I know Dino can't hear me. 61. All right, anybody hears Dean in there, we got let them know we got checked in. Eric D. saying it's windy in Palm Springs. It's blowing the tail fins off of all the Chryslers and Cadillacs down there. You got to be careful. Let's go to SWL 62. I do believe King Duckford is in on the video somewhere, waiting to talk to Michael again on the 40-meter link. Get some conditions. Boy, 40 was bad today. I listened in. I couldn't even hear stations anywhere. You had to be far, far away for it to work. It seems like things are doing now. Let's go to North Georgia, SWL 63. Butterbean. Let's see. Was Butterbean in ORN tonight? I can get North Georgia checked in. I want to say hello to UDX 666, saying good evening from the left coast of Canada. Looking for SWL 64. SWL 65. SWL 66. Shortwave listener 67 getting a proxy check in for Bill up there in Canby, Oregon. SWL 68, Michael in New York, staying up late, maybe. SWL 69, Kenny in Tulsa. Hello, Kenny. If you're watching the replay, listening live, we've got you checked in here in Central California. Over to SWL 70. You know, last week Mark checked in from the mobile radio, so he was out there. I got a proxy check in for Mark. He might stop by shortly. Want to say hello to one of our stations that have been checking in for a long, long time. Just saying hello over there on Old Tube Radio Network. Mr. Cobra, with the lucky number 13, I see you waving a hand, and I've got your check in. Over to SWL 71. Dallas, Georgia, listening in, and also, I think, over here on the video side. Checking in. Very good. Thanks, Stan. I see your check-in. I don't know what's going on in the ham band. I was busy. I tried 40 meters, and it wasn't good. I know 20 is probably always open. In fact, it's open all night. It's at the all-night cafe on 20 meters now. Things are good there. And let's see, what are they saying? The light, the light and the flowers look like they go. You know, I've got this special effects light on. Let me turn it on a little bit. I really do. I have a special effects light. So, Chrissy, you're not seeing anything. Let me do that. Watch the video, and I'm going to turn off. I'm going to ruin the illusion, but I'm going to turn off the special effects light. Watch what happens. There. Anyway, there. All right, the special effects light is off. This is radio, and we're talking about special effects. So there. Now I'm going to turn the special effects light back on, and there it is. Ain't that cool? You know, when you're doing video, when you add pictures to radio, just don't do it. And so you've got to do all this trickery. Let's go over to SWL 72. SWL 73. SWL 74. SWL 75. Shortwave listener 76. I'm jumping through a little fast here. We'll get through to the radios. You can see the sun is going down. We've got the different gray line coming up. We're here till 10 o'clock or beyond. So if you need to stop by and get checked in, you can always do that, as you know. SWL 77. Got a proxy for 1017. We'll do that. SWL 78 in the video side here. Hello, Richard. Putting the X in the square. And I don't know. Looking forward. We might hear you on that 10-meter short hop or the 11-meter short hop. It is happening, and it does happen. You're in the zone. You're in the zone for the Central Valley. You proved it, at least for Central California anyway. So we'll be listening in. Okay, where are we going? SWL 79. And SWL 80. And here you guys talking about the Friday night net on lower 30. I've listened in on that. I'm not really sure how you check in or what you do on that. But, you know, we've been doing this for over 30, 36, 37 years. And, yeah, we've had our share of... I don't know what they used to call it, malicious. The FCC calls it malicious interference. And you just have to continue on. I don't know. I think of Don Rickles when he had hecklers. So there's ways to do it. There are probably better ways to deal with it. And so everybody has to kind of get on the same page and do their best. But I agree that sometimes it can be a bit annoying. But you know what? What comes through is the program, the net, and that's why people show up. So I'm sorry to see that happens, but we've had similar things here, and we just go on. We just continue and do what we do. All right, what is happening? Oh, I'm going to page 4, but before I do, let's see what's happening with Bob and Steve over in the Item Ventures.
27.085 OTR channel 11.
Let me find page 4. In the meantime, over in the green room and beyond, what are we happening here tonight? Episode 117, May 28th. The Jingle Singers want to go to the Indianapolis 500. What people used to tell me, and people in hell want ice water. But, you know, the Jingle Singers, they've been with us for a long time, so I think we always try and accommodate them get them a little slack. And, of course, I have no idea where in the heck the Costco card is, so maybe they're already on the plane. They're leaving early in the morning in the private jet. Oh, I forgot about that. It's parked somewhere behind the big red limousine is so large, sometimes it hides all the other things that we have around here. They're going to get breakfast on board. Maybe I'll sneak in before they leave. You can see us setting in turn one high up on they'll be holding the OTR signs. I will look for that. When I worked at the TV station, I used to be we were an ABC affiliate when ABC had the race, and that was one of those things you dreaded the race because it was always going to get rained out, it was always going to be delayed, and your 3-hour window would go to 4 hours and 5 hours. I remember one year they showed an alternate race because the race was canceled for a day or two, so it was always a nail biter, sitting in master control, ready to do the Indianapolis 500 and knowing when the brakes would run. But it's a fun thing if you go in there. Ping pong tournament was a big success. I saw that it had 33 contestants. I like that number. Jason won the singles, and his son Jack took the double. So J and J on that. They took Jack's mother on a night out in the town, and I know she had a good time in the big red limo. That's what we have it here for. Plus $100 each on the Costco gift card for winning. OTR is just a great place to be. On display is a 1968 Courier CB Radio 23 Plus, $20, no tubes. Found a complete set of tubes in the trunk of the Buick. I think that was for, I'm not sure what that was for. It might have been for the Hallicrafters. It's got those octal tubes in there. But if they fit, go ahead. We'll get some more. And it works now, right? I'm glad you found the right stuff. At the bar tonight from Speedway, Indiana. Barbecue bourbon on Main Street. Smoked sausage with sides of baked beans and potato salad. So be sure to join us after the net if you're not here already. And, of course, as they always say, don't forget to feed the fish.
27.085 OTR Channel 11.
Letting the tubes cool off. We'll be back in a moment. And you can hear the band is quieting down, the sun is down or going down, gray line is changing, you never know what's going to happen. Page 4, roll call, looking for SWL 81. We've got a check-in for Steve Areno, SWL 82.
82, checking in. 82, checking in. I don't know if you could hear me, Dennis, but 82 is checking in from the Ditch Bank Spy Oil.
All right, I can hear you, 82. I know it's a little rough. Things are kind of wacky. Ron, SWL 82, you'll hear his voice and many others on the Ditch Banks sideband net right here in Central California, 27,365. I believe that's 36 lower on Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Join us, won't you, on the Ditch Banks sideband net. There's a place for visitors to check in as well, and they often do. Thanks for running the net, Ron, and we've got you checked in. Over.
All right, thanks, Dennis. Thanks for checking me in. I don't know if he got 58, but 58 did check in there. He was out there. So 58, he did check in.
Okay, and I did get him checked in. I figure that he is going to be checking in as number 8 would say, loud and proud when he gets the various antennas pointed this way, because as you can tell, we're going to have definitely some openings before as the net starts. Thanks for stopping by.
First George, 181, aloha.
Aloha, SWL 83. SWL 84. Getting Jerry checked in. Always sounding good on the Jefferson noontime net with the Drake. Nice sound and audio, even with the D104 microphonium. Just stock sounding good. Also, the Mount Made Tandy Girl and Snowy Owl, 86, 87, and 88, respectively. I want to say happy birthday and a honk of the proboscis. Yeah, multiple honks of the proboscis for Captain Robert, turning 59 years old. All right, sounding good and ready for the upcoming surgery on June 2nd. So, yeah, whatever the doctor says to do, do it, and we will catch you next time. And we always appreciate the updates. Happy birthday to you, and hope all is going well. Looking for SWL 89. Yeah, and Steve saying his dad was a cameraman for ABC Racing. I did camera as well. I didn't do ABC Net. Did ABC Local. We did some baseball games and, of course, the studio stuff. And, yeah, you know, the last 10 years has been rough for TV as things go digital and people get replaced with computers and automated. We had what's called the RoboCams. I used to run those. So where there used to be 4 people panning, zooming, tilting, dollying, there was one person with joysticks trying to make everything work and pressing buttons saying, well, hopefully you're sitting in the right spot. But we don't do that here. Everything is live and direct and not automated because we like it. We like it on the fly. We like it when things go wrong. Over to SWL 90. SWL 91. There is Felix, staying up late as always with us. And saying hello to the old tube radio operators, the SWLs. Even, where do you find the Bozo little meme? Bozo Control likes that. All right, N91, we got you checked in. Thanks, Felix. Over to SWL 92. SWL 93. Alabama's still coming in this late. SWL 94. Shortwave listener 95. And checking in from Orlando, Florida, 95. I'll get the item marked in. Hope all is going well. Florida was just booming in on Channel 12 around 5:30. It was Alabama, Florida were super 20 over signals. Coming in for a little bit. 95's checked in. SWL 96. Dennis checking in from Kermantown, right in the middle of the big skip zone. We've got you checked in.
Hey, take care, man. I appreciate the...
Over to 97, Jim out there in Boston. 97 checking in. And Levon, if I didn't say hello radio and get you checked in, I'm doing it now. But Levon looking good on Old Radio Night over in ORN, and now likewise over at OTR. SWL 98 Tracy, if you're listening, I'm checking you in. Yeah, on the YouTube side. I'm trying to think, what was I doing last night? I don't know. I didn't make the Ditch Banks net, but obviously something was going on. We had some special programming, but I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was taking a nap. Let's go over to SWL 100. I was checking to see if Tony out of McClellanville was on Echolink, but we've got a Tony, but it's not that Tony. So I'm going to get a proxy in for BAO SWL 102, starting us off at 00, and right there, right now, as a 102. From the suburbs of Scranton, Arkansas, 72 degrees, clear skies, and the fireflies. That's something we do not have here, and I don't know if I've ever seen in California. They probably have them, maybe, I don't know. Are fireflies. We have June bugs. June bugs are not fireflies, but maybe fireflies are overrated for those who don't know about them. So I don't know, but I would like to see one. June bugs, you can have our June bugs. We'll trade you some June bugs for fireflies. Over to SWL 103. SWL 109. 109. SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111. Robert probably tried to check in on the two-way if I heard him. Somebody did hear him, and I know He was listening in earlier, just a little bit too much, maybe a lot too much on Skipland. If you're listening, Robert, we've got you checked in. Over. Let's go up to SWL 113. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
All right, pulling me out of the noise and the skip on the Cobra 2000. A nice receiver and a transmitter. Thanks for checking in. Let's go to, let me check my display here, SWL 128. And John, thanks for the heads up. I hope I corrected the double audio by putting the right link on the screen for you. So we've got you checked in out there in Fairfax, Virginia. That makes it a little difficult to SWL. You got to put the right ear on one thing and the left ear on the other thing. So one show, this is one of those things like one net is good, two nets better. It's best to have the one net checking in. Let's head over to SWL 131. I think it's the unit 33. I thought that was me for a second there, but it's the unit 33. Where are we going? SWL 133, 133. All right, wow, right above my noise, but in between all the skip. Hello, Dave. You are doing a good job here into Central Fresno through all the noise. We got you checked in. And aloha to everybody. 135.
SWL 135 checking in. If you can hear me, Dennis, over.
Yeah, sounding good. Not a problem at all. I'm putting the X in the square, and you are sounding good. Over.
Big boat, big mouth, big boat.
All right. Let's go to SWL 137. And I think we are going to try, let me go over to the Echo link. Yeah, let's try, and it worked last week. Tony is a master of doing multitasking when it comes to radio, because he runs a net that has Echo link and two ways and questions and people coming in. So we'll see if we can hook up on the Echo link here for Tony. AJ6PD from KB6GFD, over.
KB6GFD, AJ6PD, checking in remote on Echo Link from Monterey County. Looking forward to going home tomorrow. Be back at the QTH tomorrow afternoon.
All right, and we'll be glad to have you back. Our weather is kind of weird and wild here, so when you come back, we'll be kind of in a nice upswing to temperatures we don't want to talk about. So sounds like you've had a good time and are anxious to get home. Thanks for checking in on the Old Tube Radio Network. Over.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, hopefully I can like to be able to drag some of this marine layer fog back there with me to cool things down a little bit, but I guess it is what it is, and I'll just be happy to be back home and get back in the swing of things. Kind of miss doing the net on Fridays.
Yeah, you know, you get used to doing that, and then you wake up and you think, wait a minute, I've got the day off somehow. All right, well, we're looking forward to getting you back. 73, and thanks for checking in. KB6GFD.
People want a piece of meat in your mouth. A super sweet
All right, we are heading up to Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're coming in pretty good on the skip land earlier. Saying hello to Neil. He's in the house, had skip past midnight last night. That's been happening, just like you're hearing here. We'll see what happens tonight. Really strong from the west coast. Hope you're getting some contacts up there on 38 lower. Weather nice, but the heat is coming next week, as likewise it is going to be here. But then again, what the heck? It's the 1st of June, and we're in the Central Valley. But you know about that, Neil. 73s from KIX 4136 in the Sand Hills, and he's gone. Over. Thanks for checking in. And that is 147. Let me hit the right item here. Radios are coming up. Glow-in-the-dark radios. If you've got one, fire it up. We'll hear you. The skip is dying down. Let's go over to SWL 188.
Good evening time, Dennis. Good evening time to all the SWLs. Some crazy conditions out here this evening time. 188 checking in.
All right. Yeah, Bobby's got to point the beam probably my way to hear me. And I bet they're strong off the back door on that Gizmochi. All right, sounding good. Thanks for stopping by.
10-4. Yes. I got the Hawaiian Islands banging in the back door of this thing. Good evening time anyways.
All right, we're getting the gray line coming through. You just never know who is listening out there. In fact, let me check. Let me check to see if we've got Nelson. Hell, Nelson is in early morning. Let's see what's going on in up near Pendle Wavelengths and Morrison's and Barrowford, where it is cloudy, 45 degrees, and the sun is probably just coming up over Briar Cliff and Lane Bottoms. Thanks for joining us tonight here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's head over to up to Coarsegold, SWL 195. Hello, 195, over.
195 checking in. I'm going to go down and shut the gate.
Yeah, shut the gate or maybe get one of those automatic gate closers. Yeah, somebody left it open and the skip is in. Thanks for jumping in between Hawaii and who knows where else. You're sounding good. I've got you checked in. Over. All right, 73. Got you checked in. That's Jim up there in the foothills above Fresno.
KB6 GFD. You available, Dennis? KB6 GFD, K6 MTS.
Yeah, let's do a check-in here. Hello, radio from KB6 GFD.
Hello, Dennis. I'm sitting up here on a knoll at the new place here in the mobile, and I just can't. I can hear you, and then I lose you in all the whatchamacallit grass coming in from Hawaii there.
All right, and that's a typical thing, but the fact that you can actually hear me is not a bad thing. So that's a good start. You're sounding good on the crossband, perfect timing, and we have you checked in. Over.
Thanks, Dennis. I got you S7 plus KB6 GFD. Thanks, man. 70 checking out. K6 MTS.
All right, so we've got 70 checked in, and looking forward to when you have all the appropriate wires and hardware in the air to get back where you need to be. 73, KB6 GFD.
73.
All right, SWL 70 from the crossband. He is changing some things around, and just let me know that from the mobile radio where he's at, also in the foothills to the east and north of Fresno, sounding pretty good. But of course, the mini grass is doing its usual number on my mud duck signal. Let's go over to SWL 226. And any others that might be able to hear me that need to check in, we're going to head over to the tube radios in just a moment, but you'll be able to check in if we didn't get you. Anybody else before we switch over OTR listening? Bye. All right, I'll be right back. And they say I can keep the rented shirt. All right, good. I'll be back. We'll be checking in the tube radios. I really want to run out to the pool, but I'm not going to do that. That could be very dangerous. Back in a moment, the Old Tube Radio Network, we will be checking in those glow-in-the-dark radios. See you in a bit. Hello, 61, 61, 61. I hear you. 61 over. What a mess on the frequency. Got you checked in over. All right, I think we're up and running for the Tube Radio portion of the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's see what happens.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, the Old Tube Radio Network beaconing here at 27085. That's channel 11. We are in the Central Valley of California, where there is a lot of skip and items of interest happening, as you have probably heard. The Old Tube Radio Network, something that we've been doing for well over 35, 36 years, a gathering, if you will, of like-minded stations who like to listen, to talk about and exchange notes on those glow-in-the-dark radios back in the day, 1958, when the Class D 11-meter service opened up to, I don't know, they were made about through 1978, and they are still going strong. We have a lot of great collectors here at in the Central Valley and all over. So we're glad that you've joined us, and we will be talking to the radios, I hope. Hopefully they'll be able to hear me. Normally I can hear them okay. With that said, let me get to the where are we going? The video side here. My name is Dennis, Net Controller, at least for this evening on the Old Tube Radio Network, and I am listening for any and all check-ins. through this skip, trying to anyway.
135, 135.
Yeah, Roger. It's a big old mess out here in the grass, but hey.
All right, a big old mess in the grass, but I think we're doing okay at 9:12 Pacific Daylight Time of the Old Tube Radio Network. Hello, Cliff, otherwise known as the Green Arrow, and you can hop up into the air chair and take a transmission. Over.
Wow, are you sure I'm making it through all this?
Sounding good in my neighborhood, as they say on 11 meters.
Okay, cool. We'll give her a shot then. Okay, SWL 135 here. On a radio from Chicago, Illinois, and the B&K Mark Cobra Cam 88. The B&K Mark Cobra Cam 88. 10 tubes, but all 23 channels. AM only transceiver, citizens band transceiver, as it says there on the face of this. The microphone here is an amplified gray bass D104. Back to you.
All right, a little heterodyne underneath, but it gives the nice air of, the way we all, those of us who've been in CB for a little while, know that underneath heterodyne of Skipland, but you're making it through. I've pulled up a shot here. Let me bring it up. It is not from your collection, but it's a dual set of Cobra Cam 88s, and there's a difference between the two. I think one actually has a switch underneath the mod light, so we'll talk about that and find out what yours has. But what it does have is some good audio and a great signal, and it is making it through the skip. Back to you.
Oh, that's a good deal. I'm glad it's doing that. Yeah, that switch there underneath the modulation light, it should say mod there, and directly underneath that it should say Dynaboost. That's a Dynaboost switch. That's what mine says on it. And since conditions are so nice and clear, I'm going to go ahead and throw the switch. So 1, 2, 3. Dynaboost is off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Dynaboost is back on. I'm sure that, according to my meters and stuff, that made some kind of a difference. How about it?
Yeah, it made a big difference. I zoomed in on the item, and this is obviously something they added, I would think, rather than took away. And for some reason in this picture, where it says Dynaboost is scrubbed away, but it does say off. So no doubt you probably saw a little bit more winking and blinking on the mod light when the thing is on, because that's definitely what we heard here.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if especially with the skip, if I had just completely disappeared. The mod light is flashing just fine right now, but yeah, when I turn it off, it doesn't. But it's a nice clean switch, so I don't have to sweat it coming back. Back to you.
Sounds good. Great audio. Someone asked about the microphone, and I can't remember if you said or what you said. These radios, for those who are into hi-fi audio, like myself, and if Toby is listening, they will pass a lot of frequencies. If you want to put some hi-fi audio gear on a Cobra Cam 88, you will be amazed at what that radio will allow you to do. We'll also do a frequency check in a bit, but what you have now is a nice flavor, a nice good, nothing's over modulated or overdone, but obviously you could do a lot more if you wanted to. Over.
Oh yeah, I kind of wish Dennis too, or Tower Dennis, whatever he's going by. I wish he'd come back here with this. He's got one, and I'm sure you remember he's got all the hi-fi stuff hooked up to it. It's one of the most beautiful sounding old tube radios that you're going to hear out here on the air. This is the best I can do right now, and I should be just about right on frequency, or very, very close to it. Did you dial me in yet?
No, I was enamored with the picture, looking at the knobs, the microphonium, PACB. It's got a fine tune. 23 could do one into the files. B&K begat Dynascan, which begat the many Cobra transistor radios, but they made at least 2 tube-type rigs. We're listening to one of them, thanks to Cliff. That's the Cobra Cam 88, and I think after that the Cobra Cam 98, and both were pretty darn good rigs, as we are finding out right now. So take a transmission. We'll do the frequency check, but doggone it, the audio is definitely good. Over.
Okay.
Harvey worked very hard to try to get this thing to sound okay.
And I'm glad to hear that it does. So
Go ahead and dial me in there, and we'll see right where I'm at.
my frequency meter says 0848. So like you say, I think it's close enough to where we're crystal locked here on the proper frequency. What do you think?
Indeed, I'm showing on the 0 beat on the sideband 27.084.7 something. So yeah, we agree on that, and really good audio. Sometimes I can tell when I go to the sideband if the audio drops way off. Yours does not. So that's a good indication that you are very well close to 100% modulated. I'm listening on 4K wide on the sideband, and the frequency stays good. So all around goodness on the Cobra. Over.
Oh yeah, and if I did forget, I thought I mentioned it. Yeah, the microphone is a gray bass amplified D104.
Yeah, good choice for that. I bet any microphone would sound good on that, like that Shure 444 for a little bit more low frequencies. Running an audio board, you can really pump it. In fact, you got to be careful pumping in too many low frequencies. So, good deal. A nice, as 23 Skidoo mentioned, a very nice set from Cobra. I think they sold quite a few of these. The Cam 88, just all around good stuff. Hello to listening in. And also commenting they like the sound. 911 from New York City, Video Gates, listening in tonight. Thanks for joining us. GSW saying it's a great rig, and I agree. And staying up late, also from New York, Smarty Jones, who joins us occasionally here on the Old Tube Radio Network to hear stations like yourself. Back to you.
Yeah, it's this thing's a real mouthful to introduce too, isn't it? It says Dynascan Corp, Chicago, Illinois, B&K Mark, and then Cobra 23 channel, Cam 88. That's a lot of identification for one little old radio, but it does the JOB, and I'm glad to hear that it's still working. The way it should. It's a good radio, and it's in good shape. I'm trying to get a picture posted up there, but I may have miscommunicated some stuff.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not real good at doing posting. In fact, I never did that. It was up to Rob and some of the others, so I may have to find out how to do things. Although if it gets in the Facebook area, sometimes I can dig them out and figure out how to get them on the screen, as by hook or by crook. Radio number 1, making it through the skip as the gray line changes things, waiting for that short skip. You never knew who we might hear, but locally doing really good with the Cobra 23 channel Citizen Band transceiver, B&K Dynascan, sounding good on channel 11. The boost thing that it doesn't, I don't know why they took it out of this picture, is on, and there was a unit without it. So you've got the unit with it. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Harvey did post a couple of pictures of this very radio on Facebook somewhere, but I don't know how you do any of that. I don't do Facebook, so it's there somewhere out there in the universe for all to see. With that, I'll go ahead and let the channel roll. Thanks for letting me check it in.
Hey, thanks for bringing it by. Yeah, we do our best trying to get the radios in when we can, and it's probably up somewhere. It would take me a long time to find the photo, so we know it's there, and at least I've got a good representation, and the audio is great. Cobra making other tube radios as well. The tube radio was the B&K Mark Sidewinder SSB 27. Okay, well, there's another one you need to look for on your shelf. All right, I got to jump out of the air chair for 1 second and check on something, but I will be back. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, and we'll be listening for radio number 2 when I return to the air chair.
Backside attack, we back out.
Man, it is windy out here in the outside world. Oh man, they need to turn the wind machine down out here.
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't know if you heard earlier in the net here, I had to go close the windows considerably. I was trying to get some breeze through here because it was so nice out by the about the OTR pool. I came back, in the control room here is very warm. So I thought I would get some of that outside feel, and I couldn't do it because the condenser microphone, even with a pop filter and a windscreen, was picking up wind noise. I had to jump out. I got a notification that I had a package delivered, so I went out, and indeed, I had a package delivered. So now I'm back in the air. Of course, it wasn't a radio. It's something to go underneath the radio. I wish it was the radio, though.
Oh yeah, I heard your all the stuff going on earlier. It sounded like your cat was eating your microphone. Charlie Alpha Tango sounded like he had lost his mind. Evidently, you mentioned on the air that you were putting a windscreen on there. And then, yeah, I heard it still wasn't helping. You could still hear the wind buffeting your microphone even with the windscreen on.
Yeah, well, it's not an official windscreen. It's something I made, and obviously it's not working too well. But obviously that means the barometric pressure is changing, and we're in for something going on. I think we're at the dip of the temperature, so then that must mean things are going up. You never know. All right, the Old Tube Radio Network. They're pointing me over to? Oh, they're saying that we are ready for the jingle singers to do the singing. What does Phil say? The singing of jingles, or the jingle of the singer. But here they go. OTR back in a second.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
And what is it? The wind will huff and will puff and will blow down that little star duster. I should check. Let me go to the SWR meter here. Where is the SWR meter? Oh, it's way over here. All right, it's still showing that things are okay, so I think I'm on the air. Not very well, though. We're listening for radio number 2.
Ain't no pain, no strain there, 183, showing up nice and good. 183, 1080 degrees on state. 123, you're on the Kinderland. 33, oh yeah. Waving, bye-bye-bye.
It's been a while since we've heard the mini grass come up this strong. I mean, if you go back to the archives, 2017, 2016, when we were in the cycle 24 coming down, you'll hear it. And we're just beginning. I don't know. I may have to get myself one of those flat side beams so we can talk to the mini grass and tell them to hang on. And you know that they'll certainly listen to me. It is 9:26 Pacific Daylight Time here in the Central Valley. In the Central Coast, SWL 60, hello, Joe, step up onto the air chair. Reminder, if you're listening, this is the Old Tube Radio Network, an association of all stations everywhere coming together to do, the car shows with the fins and chrome, the old Cadillacs, the Buicks, the Pontiacs, the Fords, having a good time with our classic radios, the fins and chrome. Joe has a couple in his radio garage, and I think he just pulled one out. We're going to look under the hood. Hello, Hustler.
Yeah, we're going to look under the hood, all right. It's probably got the right amount of weight, like them old cars used to be, for this wind situation. I've got an antenna I think I'm holding the antenna up with baling wire, and I've been out there 4 or 5 times to gather up the coax. And just a minute ago, I thought I had a lion outside. It's the wind blowing. Anyway there, Dennis, if you've got a copy on me, and we're still working, I'd like to check in my Johnson Messenger Black Base 2 with a gray base D104.
Wow, I was trying to guess the radio on which you were talking so I could go through the Rolodex and have it ready to go up in the corner here where the pictures go. And I couldn't tell. I mean, the audio is so good and it was so loud, and all the radios you have are like that. And I thought, I have no idea which radio he is on. That Messenger 2 is playing well tonight. Did you change something? It's really sounding good.
No, doggone it. I don't know where it's getting its audio from, or where it's getting its power from. Well, we're just holding on with a thin piece of fishing line out there on the antenna. I'm always looking to see if it's up.
Yeah, I got the little flimsy Starduster that just the mounting on that thing is less than stellar to begin with, but the match shows that we're okay. So as long as that means it's probably in the right position, it's not dangling off the roof somewhere. And the stations are kind of hearing me. The skip is dying down. Johnson Viking, or the Messenger 2, the Johnson Viking Messenger 2, a couple of models. I think there was a 12 volt and 110 volt. Original price around $170. Not too bad for the early and mid 1960s. 10 tubes and 10 channel transmit with 23 channel tunable receivers. So you must have me in pretty good if you can hear me. Over.
Oh yeah, doggone it. Yeah, we had to fool a little bit with it to get it on there because it takes a little bit to warm up. Yeah, the old neon light is showing that she's a transmitting, and I guess the tunable receives okay. The volume and squelch, well, they're about where they should be. Yeah, you're right about the 10 channels and the 10 tubes. Doggone it, good deal though. But hey, I sure do appreciate you letting me check this one in.
Hey, that is why I'm here in the air chair, to make sure we get all the radios that want to stop by. Our SWLs, who are also collectors, learn something. Sometimes they don't even know these radios exist. Other times they know because they have 3 or 4 of them themselves. And it's great to hear the great audio. And I listened to the replay back, and I'm thinking, here I am with the studio microphone and all the audio gear, and the station that I'm talking with sounds better than I do on the replay. How does that happen? It's got to be those 12 AX7s and all that great audio and everybody taking care. Sometimes it's just with the stock microphoniums. Sam's CB5, if you got one, page 48. I think oldtuberadio.com, since they've got a schematic for the Messenger 2. I think these were somewhat modifiable for guys that like to do the controlled carrier audio and maybe tweak it a bit and get that a little extra power out in the RF, maybe a little bit more than 4 watts output. Always sounds pretty good as well. Want to say hello, listening in all the way from New York, where it's either very early or very late. Scott out there in probably, he's a 2 call, KC2. That's probably out New York way, I bet. Staying up late tonight. Take another transmission before you go. I got you logged in as Radio 2, and again, you fooled me with that one. I thought maybe it was the Rob.
777, Big O1, Big O, didn't know what.
Well, that's nice to know. That is nice to know. Okay, Dennis. Well, doggone it. Like I said, appreciate you let me check this one in. And yeah, I think I smell another one cooking, getting ready to go. Okay, Dennis. Thanks a bunch.
All right, and I agree. Cornbread, says Johnson, the workhorse of OTR. We don't have, or I don't have a really good way to go through all of the many, many radios that have checked in over the past 37 years to see. We did that a couple of years ago, just from the archives that I had. And Johnson, E.F. Johnson, I think was in the top 5 behind the Brownings and the Robins. But E.F. Johnson, Lafayette's always one of the first players here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's go over to the Jingle Singers. We'll be listening for radio number 3. The skip is in. We're listening for any and all check-ins.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
We're listening for Radio 3. Or maybe some DX check-in, you never know. Let's see, Pelco AR9 featured on the Old Tube CB Radio Network page. If you do Facebook, check that out. Also post from Gregory Benson showing the not 1, not 2, but 3 of the Tram D201 radios. Looks like they've got the modification on the backlighting, maybe with LED lights. Pretty cool stack of radios there. Anybody ever build their CB radio through a kit? There were a couple of kits. Lafayette had one. A Night kit had a couple. Here's one called the Safari 1. Complete 23-channel crystal controlled with an S-meter. Looks like it was definitely a complicated kit in the kit form. $129.95. I guess not too bad. 5-watt transceiver kit. Not sure. Of course, Heathkit had a few. We've checked in the Heathkits before. Never built a CB radio. This looks like it could be a Lafayette clone with that trapezoidal speaker. So I don't know. Why don't they should have some kits out now. Little kits to build your QRP. I mean, that's QRP radio. Shouldn't be that hard, right? All right, Scott, 10 miles south of Buffalo. Well, what did I didn't hear any of you guys coming in on 11 meters today, but no doubt you were banging in on 20 meters, or maybe 15, or maybe even 10. I don't know, waiting for the bands to open here up in cycle 25. We're listening for radio number 3. The Big Island saying hello to Central California, the Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California, saying hello, radio. Thanks for joining us. Here's a picture I wanted to put on. Let's see if I've got it. Let's see if I got it here. This is the build over at Midwest Sound. I think this is, it looks like it's in the new radio bench. I love this audio board. That is, what I've got is not an audio board. Well, it's an audio board. This is an audio console from Toby with the great knobs, the flip levers, the nice VU meter. I would love to hear this thing on the air. I have a Gates, but I think it's in not operating position. But this is a perfect shot between the radio, the tubes, the audio board. It's all ready to go on the up-and-coming desk of radio out there from Toby, looking good. But anyway, that is what I aspire to. Something that matches the radio, and it's a nice green color as well. We're still hanging out for radio number 3. It looks like Charlie Alpha Tango wants to join the group here. All right, turn down the staticky audio there. Wow. Let's bring the RF gain up a little bit. Mr. Charlie Alpha Tango, hey, buddy. How you doing? He is an old cat. It says he wants to hang out. All right. OTR listening for, where are we at? Radio number 3. All right, that radio is talking back. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, pretty little colorful radio though for sure there. Dennis, doggone it, we'd like to check in our pretty green radio. 10 tubes, a little more than 23 channels with 10 extra channels on it, and the pretty external light on. Doggone it, with a great bass D104.
All right, if it's the pretty green radio, I'm going to say it could be the Robin T123 Bravo over.
Yes, sirree. Robin 123 Bravo. Yeah, doggone it, she's good and warm, and she's ready to perform, and she sounds pretty good with that external speaker on the mix. Gives you 100% audio modulation.
All right, any radio that makes me sound good. I'm going to get my headphones adjusted here. Any radio that makes me sound good, I'm all for. Radio number 3, ROBYN. Let me go to the full screen. We've got the radio and the box. There it is, courtesy of Chris Callahan. And on the box, I don't know if you have the box, Joe, but it would tell you, it says Robin International Incorporated, model T123B. It says 5-watt, 23-channel citizen band transceiver. Must have been super exciting to have this sitting, on the floor in your Radio Shack in 1972. It says the looks and performance of tomorrow by the designers and engineers of today. And you know what? It is tomorrow now.
Boxes for some radios, one for my 457 realistic, and another for my 2527 Galaxy. I wish I had the box to this one. That would have been a nice added feature to it for real storage purposes. But doggone it, the old modulation light is modulating away there, and even modulates when you kick up there. It picks you up pretty good too.
Yeah, listening in. Good audio, nice and loud. I'm assuming you have the range expand on, or you have an amplified microphonium, or both.
Yeah, everything's on, like they say. It's all on position. Yeah, sirree. Great Bass D104 range expand is on, and doggone it, yeah, the rest is all up to your speakers.
All right, nice. And the Robins, I think, got the extra special treatment on these second generation Panasonic chassis, where they got the PA and the external speaker switch and the lights, RF gain fine tune, plus the range expand. If you want to do a test, I don't know if we've done that before, to kick the range expand off with the microphone setting that you've got. Over.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it's on right now. And it's off right now.
Wow, interesting. There wasn't a lot of difference, but there was a difference in the tone. So take another transmission with it off.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Range expand off.
All right, and then turn it on.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. And that's range expand on.
Okay, it does get louder. There's just a little bit of feedback, so I'm thinking you're right on the verge, because it's loud with the range expand off, so you may be right on the verge of, if the microphone's amplified, on having it, backing it down just a notch to keep the range expand on and not get the oscillation. Otherwise, I mean, you can leave it alone, and it is good, but I was surprised the range expand off is still sounding quite good.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, doggone it, we kind of like that in a way there. Yeah, well, doggone, we backed off a little bit, just a little bit on the microphone. Maybe that might have helped out a little bit. And I thought it seems like the wind died down a little bit. I don't see the movement on the curtain anymore. So we can relax a little bit and chat.
Yeah, maybe the ghost went away. Maybe that's what happened. There's still just a slight oscillation in with the audio when you have the range boost on, but it's way down, but it's there. So still might be able to tweak it a little bit on the audio, but does sound good. Over.
Well, we appreciate it. Oh, and Dennis, I know changing the subject a little bit there, but I checked you in yesterday, Friday night. Did you hear about Bullwagon?
No, I missed the Friday night net, and I can't remember what the heck I was doing. And it was Fridays get busy, but I did not hear. He's out of Chowchilla, right?
Yeah, Bullwagon out of Chowchilla. I think the YL, she keyed up last night to let us know that he passed away.
Okay, sorry to hear that, and I know I hadn't heard him checking in, obviously here or there. So, gosh. We have this year we've lost so many of our long-time operators. So thank you for that information.
Yeah, and thank you for letting me check this one in there, Dennis. I think I've got another one. She's warming up, cooking the dust. I think it's cooking the dust on the grill there. Might be getting ready to sizzle. I might be able to do a little barbecuing on it.
That is one of the other things that tube radio operators, the drivers, get to experience that we don't get to see or hear, or in this case, smell here on the radio. And that's the dust, the burning dust off the tubes, the smell of the good smell of the old tube radio. There could be a bad smell too, but typically it's that kind of dust off the tubes things, and you are ready to go on the air. Thanks for radio number 3, Robin T123, produced for Robin by Panasonic from 1972 to 76. I'm showing that it has 11 tubes, 12 AX7 in the modulator, 6 BQ5 on the first mixer and probably on the RF power amp as well. Also showing old2radio.com has an operator manual and a schematic that might be downloadable there. Sounding good in the OTR neighborhood. Thanks.
Well, thank you, doggone it. Dennis, thank you a whole bunch of there, and we want to wish you a happy Memorial Day. Okay, I think we got another one cooking.
All right, speaking of cooking, I hope we're being checked in somewhere in the mini grass or wherever we're being heard tonight, the Old Tube Radio Network. This is Dennis. We're in Central California, always on Channel 11 on a Saturday evening, streaming at oldtuberadio.net. And there's a YouTube video as well. Don't ever add pictures to radio. The Jingle Singers for the next 20 seconds, and we are looking for radio number 4.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
And as Cornbread would say, did somebody say Fresno? The Old Tube Radio Network listening. Yeah, X4000. This is the Fresno frequency as well as Hawaii, Australia, Alaska, and everywhere else.
Coconut milk. Hey, Hippo, man, it's well above the coconut milk. Hey, be careful with your coconuts. Hippo, 181, coconut milk, aloha.
Now, I just bet there's somebody out there. There is somebody out there in the mini grass that's got to have a tube radio that could be checking in at this time. OTR standing by. I don't know if OTR is worldwide. We have trouble making it to Clovis most times. Listening for radio number 4. Let me take a long transmission here. Jimmy mentioned, I guess a week or so ago, we checked in a Polycom radio news. He was going to talk about the Polytronics company, and he actually did post that. And here we go, Retrocom Archives, dated June 1966. So this is from 1966 on a history of Polytronics, maker of Polycom CB equipment, has moved its fourth plant, this time from New Jersey to Maryland. And there was some people saying that on their radios on Polycom, they had two different areas of manufacture. The company, now a subsidiary of Vibro, Vitro, it's a very small type here, Corporation of America, now has the benefit and broad experience of its parent company as well as its own. Claude V. Palmer founded Polytronics Laboratories Incorporated in 1958 in Clifton, New Jersey. And I think that's one of the cities that was printed on one of the radios. Not far from New York City, W.V. Hargraves was named chief engineer. The first Poly product was the MP1 hybrid phone patch. And I remember we had a Polytronics speakerphone in the conference room of the TV station, but this is obviously in 2006, 1966. In April of the following year, Polytronics produced its first CB transceiver, the 4-channel PC-1. In November, the PC-2, also a 4-channel set, went on the market, and over 8,000 were sold. I did not know that. 8,000 of those radios, and that would be in 1959. So CB radio was picking up from the get-go. During the same year, H. Ronald Levine joined Polytronics as vice president and later became president. In 1968, the company introduced its first amateur radio unit, the PC-62, a 6 and 2 meter rig. Shares of the company common stock were sold to the public, and Polytronics moved to a much larger plant at 388 Getty Avenue, also in Clifton. In 1961, Polytronics introduced the PCN4, which we've had check-in here before unit, and the first 23-channel CB set, the PC23 Senior, at the Cadillac of the industry. And that was the one that checked in, was a Polycom Senior. And we were all amazed that it was on such a great radio for so early. But you can see that it had some good backing, some really good people at the helm at Vitro and Polycom. So thanks, Jimmy, for putting that up. Other things for the Polycom Senior, 1963, the Cadillac of CB transceivers for sure. 1963, John A. Doremus purchased control of Polytronics and succeeded Ron Levine as president in 1963. Ron moving over to Hammarland. We've had some Hammarland radios check in as vice president. So some movers and shakers here in the radio industry. John, an old-timer in communications, was formerly with Barker and Williamson and Motorola. And we've had a B&W 5100 check in from, I can't remember his name, I think it was John up in Northwest Washington. The business grew and the PCN-8 CB unit was added to the Polycom line. We've had one of those check in. Some 3,500 of the sets were made in May 1963. By July, employment had grown to 115, and the company moved to a new plant at 88 Clinton Road in West Caldwell, a few miles west of Clifton. So your Clifton or Caldwell will sort of give you an idea of the year that your radio was produced. Also, Polycom entered the FN commercial mobile radio field when it introduced the Polycom B. Expansion in the FM mobile field was a natural view of John's experience at Motorola. Assets of the Osborne Electronics Corporation of Hawthorne, California. Hey, Hawthorne, I never even heard of that. I would live down there. were acquired by Polytronics in 1964, bringing to Poly a complete line of all-transistor walkie-talkies and larger solid-state transceivers. The entire Osborne facility was moved to West Caldwell in May. And some of you may know that there was a Poly Compact CB that was a solid-state transceiver that was probably born out of the Osborne schematics. And later on, 1965, a new Polytronics plant was leased at 900 Burlington Avenue in Silver Springs, Maryland. So you may have a Silver Springs, Maryland on your radio as a manufacturer, adjacent to Washington, D.C. And in March of 1966, they moved the facilities from West Caldwell to the new plant called Vitro Electronics, and they don't say where that was. It's in Silver Spring, Maryland, so that's where they were. And the Metro's Tech Space Station, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and I can't remember if we have one check-in. I mean, obviously, years and years ago, we weren't putting up videos or audios or things like that. If I go back through some of the printed archives, I doubt I would see the Metro Tech Space Station, but I know of that radio, and it is pretty cool. So go ahead and post that up, and we'll do a highlight on that. Maybe someone has one sitting on a shelf. The Old Tube Radio Network, counting and amounting. There is time for your check-ins. Looking for Radio 4 on kind of a windy evening. I think everybody's out battening down the hatches, trying to keep the trees and the antennas from blowing over, shutting the windows to keep the dust out. And, you know, we've shut the windows here. It keeps the dust out, but it doesn't keep the skip away. But that's not a bad thing.
No, I've got the windows open, and it's definitely blowing, you know, just wonderful smell of these vacuum tubes. They're just really warm, this robin.
I'm trying to find my mic key down here at 9:58 Pacific Daylight Time. And ROBYN, checking what's in the nest. Take a transmission.
Well, I'm glad to have made it back into the radio lounge to say hello and to check in and to use this just delightful radio. It's a Robin T123.
All right, our last check-in was the 123 Bravo, so a good selection. Let's see the differences, and there are many when you go from a 123B to a 123. And there is one addition that is pretty cool, and that is the Magic Eye Tube. We'll put up a picture and go to you for a transmission.
Oh yeah, well that definitely was the major draw for me on this particular radio. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, it's 6RE13 Magic Eye Tube. Oh. I don't know if you can hear the wind chimes. Yeah, it's definitely windy outside. That's nice. Anyways, this one does have the Magic Eye Tube. The more I am into it, the light illuminates from the top, goes down, as well as the bottom going up, and it puts on quite a show. It was just such an interesting technology that really caught my eye. I remember before I purchased my first little tube radio, I thought, man, I'd have to start with one just because it was so interesting. And even after all these years, it's fun to look at it, which I'm doing right now. It's definitely quite active, especially with my amplified D104 that I'm using right now.
And sounding good. Your signal's not quite as strong as it normally is, but I can hear you. The skip is giving a bit competition, but the D104 microphonium on that radio is breaking through quite nicely. Looking for, how many tubes is it? It doesn't say. We'll go 12 volt, which I think you've done before in a mobile. 115 volt AC. 11 tubes, 2 transistors, which I think is for some DC conversion on that. And I don't know if that runs as hot. I know the 123B, the Panasonic second issue, run kind of hot on the top. So hopefully that one isn't as toasty.
Well, it's funny that you'd mentioned that. I'm on my second radio, the one that you just happened to mention, my Robin T123B is in Bravo. This one definitely does get hot. Now, I recently just got home and flipped on the other one that I checked in, the 123, and after about 10 minutes, it got reasonably warm. It always smells wonderful. This one is not that bad right now, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it just takes longer. I don't know if I need to yap on it in order to get it really, really, really warm. But there have literally been times when it's very difficult to touch the top of this particular radio. But it's going.
Okay, yeah, we're getting that second wave of skip that's coming in pretty strong. This radio, the Robin T123B, has about 3 dB, 5 dB greater signal, but it doesn't have as good as, or loud. It's got a good audio. It doesn't have as loud as audio. So it's interesting when you're, fighting the skip, how a nice, well-modulated signal that's in the noise can punch through. Maybe better than one that is not. Radio 4, the Robin T123, the first generation Panasonic for Robin, and the second generation Panasonic, the Robin T123 Bravo, which I think you might still be on when you take a transmission over.
Yeah, I'm definitely still on it, and it's so funny. I would imagine that listening to skip has got to be annoying for some, but I've always just been extremely fascinated by it, and it's fun to listen to it coming in now. But thanks for letting me check both these radios in. I hope everyone has a great Memorial Day, and definitely for those of you that are going to be doing it, enjoy that the race tomorrow. The greatest spectacle in racing in Indiana. I'm definitely going to be watching that.
All right. Hopefully, I haven't checked the weather. I used to check the weather all the time when I was sitting in master control, board opping, on Sunday mornings for the race. Because if it looked like it was going to rain, it was going to be one of those days at the TV station as we were waiting for the race to start. But hopefully, things are good. Thanks for Radio 4 and Radio 5 as we get ready to count and amount. It is definitely windy. I did hear the wind chimes, perfectly timed and tuned for your tube radio. And as always, we appreciate your efforts to add to the list.
Oh, please. The pleasure is mine, and thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to use these guys. What a absolute joy it is. Thank you, sir. 73.
Hey, Dennis, still there?
I am still here over.
Okay. Well, it was kind of noisy, so I left this room. But I'm back in time to check in the Golden Beagle by Browning Lavatories. The usual one I check in. Why? Because it's right here in front of me.
So that would be known as the R68 T68?
Yes, it is. The R68 T68 Custom D104, the one with the medallion on the back that says BL on there, Browning Laboratories. I wish I had one that said BV, or no, BLV. lavatories, but no, I don't have that.
All right, and that was the first Browning to have the golden in front of the Eagle. The R27S23 was the first Browning to have the Eagle designation, and this one actually got the Eagle, got the golden Eagle up upon, let's see, on the receiver across the speaker. I think the Eagle just had the little eagle head. So this is the official real deal, and is always sounding good even through the skip. We're having a second wave of skip here. I think that's the gray line for the Pacific coming in now.
Oh, yeah. The skip was earlier in the afternoon. Cliff and I were having fun on the radio without it. And then here it comes. Okay. We'll be back next week then. And this will be the only one tonight because it's after 10. Okay, Dennis. Take care. And thank you again.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we'll probably cut it off here in just a little bit because it's kind of a slow evening. But again, it's the wind, the skip, items of interest. Thanks for Radio 6. And that is, I think that's the first Browning of the evening, so not too bad.
Well, I could add to that, but I'm too tired, too lazy to get up and turn another radio on. Okay. Take care. Catch you next week.
All right, sounding good. Before we go, let me see. I think Jimmy posted, let me see if I can find it here, about the space station. We're talking about the Metrotech space station, radio with a production number of 18. Okay, we'll put some pictures up. The highest serial number was 232. The case is made from real wood. The inside is identical to the Metrotech Colt. It has one-channel crystal transmit and a variable 23-channel receiver. It was produced in 1964. A very rare radio. Let me see if I can put it up on the screen. Perfect. All right, there is the front of the Metrotech space station. I wonder if everybody has it. Yeah, you can definitely see that's real wood, a real wood panel. They painted on the front. S-meter. Some lights. Let's see what the other items are. I'm thinking, Jimmy, I don't know if we've ever had one of those check-in. Maybe because they are so rare, but obviously they are around. Even with this, I mean, there's the back. Harvey, are you still there? Have you ever run across on your bench one of the Metrotech space stations? Do you know if Bill ever had one of those?
Yes, Bill had a Metrotech space station or something similar. I thought it had more than one channel. But yeah, it was the wooden radio. And I believe it looked very similar to that. It was either the space station or something really close to that. I don't know if Bill is still listening. If he is, he could maybe answer, yes, that's what it was, or no, was the Metrotech something else. But yeah, one of my first radios was the Metrotech Pacer. So, yep, I started out with something similar, but not as grandiose as the space station.
All right, well, the little space station thing I had was from Sears. It was a little kind of a blue-green radio. I don't think it had a code key on it, and they sort of made, for those, but they were basically a glorified walkie-talkie. This is a full 22-channel 5-watt radio. It looks like it has an external crystal socket up there on the top, so I'm seeing some rotatable channel controls on that, so it looks like it was more than one channel with an external item of interest. tune, meter, all 23 channels. Pretty cool. I guess that would be our goal here, is to check in a Metrotech space station at some point. I just wonder if we had one at the sale at the auction there, and we all overlooked it. Now, that would be not a good thing.
I don't know, if I had spotted one on eBay, unless somebody outbid me, I'd probably grab it, but, hope my daughter didn't hear me say that. And I'm going to try and not get any more radios. Get rid of what I've got here, some of them. Okay, we will let you go and catch you next week.
All right, Metrotech space station, maybe our signals are beaming around the Earth, or maybe someone transmitted on a Metrotech space station back in 1965, and we are just waiting to hear that transmission come back into the speaker here at the Old Tube Radio Network. But yeah, the good old 100 milliwatt, as 23 Skidoo mentions, the 100 milliwatt base stations, or the 100 milliwatt switch on your base station where you could, no license, no rules. I guess if you still had it on an external antenna, you had to follow the rules, but I'm sure there was some QRPers that shot skipping the day with 100 milliwatts on the Starduster and the Moonraker antennas. OTR, the Jingle Singers are with us, and we will be signing out of here in just moments on the Old Tube Radio Network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
And that is pretty modern. Aloha Honolulu is still going through. Hey, Levana's giving a shout out to Harvey, saying hello over the Memorial Day weekend. Boston 97, the Archer Space Patrol, Channel 14. That was the thing. My Halicrafters walkie-talkie had Channel 11. A lot of the other walkie-talkies had Channel 14. I had a Midland 5-watt walkie-talkie for about a week before I bought my Navajo station, and it had Channel 7. So Channel 7, 11, and 14. Channel 14 especially was the walkie-talkie channel. I had some friends that had some of the Sears in the Archer Space Patrol, and I think those were all on Channel 14. Anybody else before we sign out on the Old Tube Radio Network?
Hey, Dennis, how about this one being number 7?
You know, I'm looking at my list, I'm holding it, and you know, you are playing the home game. You are playing the home game. You know what radio and where it's going to be. Yeah, let's make it number 7. Give us a transmission, and I'll go through the Rolodex.
Yeah, 10-4 on the transmission. Now, Dennis, we're on our Hustler from World Radio Labs, the Hustler base, the pretty blue one with the vertical meter. And a D1 Plus, I'm sorry. This is a Turner Plus 3 desk mic.
Nice smooth audio, Plus 3 desk microphonium. I believe Joe's is modified with a microphone connector. He can put in the standard microphonium, or, as he's doing now, the Plus 3, which really showcases the fine audio from World Radio Labs, Leo Meyerson, building sort of a miniature version of what they were famous for in the Globe King and the Globe Scout and the Globe 500 radios. Keep it down to 5 watts and it sounds pretty darn good. Back to you.
Well, we appreciate that. Being that it's the littlest radio that I have. 7 tubes. 7 tubes. 7 tubes, I think, 8 channels. A little of course, antenna tuner, and your volume, your squelch, and your channel selector. There are a couple of little switches there, one for spotter, and the other one for tone or subtype. But anyway, doggone it, with a little grab handle, like she's ready to walk out the door. Hey, who knows? Maybe take it out there and try and do some broadcasting while you walk around with it. That's the way it looks. But anyway, wanted to check this one in, Dennis. My final radio for the night.
Looking good, sounding good, World Radio Labs. Cornbread listening in, watching in at Old Tube Radio, calls it Old Blue and agrees that indeed, as we're all hearing here on our end of the radio, it's sounding really, really good, as it always does. Hustler at the microphone, Hustler on the radio, beaconing worldwide on Old Tube Radio Network, and they're probably hearing you in Skipland too. Take another transmission, and thanks for bringing it by.
Thank you, Dennis, for allowing me to key this one up. Catch you next week. Happy holidays, my friend.
All right, and I agree. Nice, clean audio. Doing a good job of not overdriving that radio, and it plays well. 23 Scudo, yeah, I remember the Super Gen receivers. Then the Howler Crafters I had, the CB11A, actually had a crystal for both transmit and receive on that, so it was a little bit better. But I remember if you were on channel 10, that thing would pick it up pretty decent. It wasn't very, is that selective? I heard the guys on channel 10 all the time on the channel 11, or we'd swap the crystals, and we'd get away. We'd be on, I don't know what it is, 26 something, on the transmit and the receive. But we used to swap the transmit and receive crystals, and we had our own special frequency. Of course, the radio was, I guess it was 455 difference. And so the radio wasn't quite tweaked for that. So I think we got a little less power output by doing that. But I do remember on that Sears desk radio, that was whoever was the loudest and the closest was the person you heard. So your buddy riding his bike with the channel 14, as soon as they got about a block away, they were in big trouble if there was somebody else on anywhere close. And, you know, in the 1960s and 70s, there was always somebody on who was louder and closer. It is time to find out what we have done tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals on your Old Tube Radio Network episode, who knows? At least Bob and Steve have been keeping track of their episodes. I'm not sure what episode of OTR we are on, but it is yet another one going down into the history books. 7 radios tonight, and on the SWL 72 total, 15 on page 1, 17 on page 2, 16 on page 3, and 24 on page 4. The most heard manufacturer tonight, the Robins. But we did hear the Cobra Cam 88 to start off the evening from Mr. Green Arrow. Radio number 2, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 2, TWO from Joe. Radio 3, the Robin T, first of the Robins, the T123B, also from Joe. And then 47, Mike brought by his T123 with the Magic Eye tube, followed by his T123B. We heard from the Browning R68 T68 from Harvey out there almost on the west side in Radio 7 just moments ago. World Radio Labs, the Hustler. Old Blue, beaconing through your Old Tube Radio Network. The skip is in. The sunspot numbers, when I checked today, were actually low. The A index was way up. I'm going to do a quick check now. We're at SFI 102. Sunspot numbers at 34. That's the lowest it's been in weeks. But as you can see, we're still getting some decent conditions. The A index is at 24. So what does that affect? It probably affects 80 meters. Who knows? It still says there's good conditions on 20. Meaning that you'll be hearing probably the world, talking to the world, and some FTA. 20 meters is your 24-hour band here, a Cycle 25 brings his way up. Keep on studying for your amateur radio license if you're doing that for the first-time ticket for the upgrade. As they say on television, you'll be glad you did. Thanks for tuning us in on the Old Tube Radio Network. I hope you are glad you did, and we will hopefully be around next week to find some radios. Remember those who gave their service to this country for Memorial Day, and we will catch you next time on your Old Tube Radio Network 73.
One more radio?
Yeah, let me change the pictorial item here, and let me grab the list, and we'll put it in at 10. It's at 10:22 already. Time flies when you're having fun. Take a transmission, sir. Over.
Yeah, betcha, Dennis. SWL 37 here. We want to check in our general radio telephone, the Super MC11A 24-channel tuber that glows in the dark with the original handheld stock microphone. Over.
All right, let it never be said that Net Control turned down a radio. It's sort of like, when they're trying to close the doors at your favorite department store, and there's that one geeky guy that lets you in the door even though the manager is going to frown on it. So I know the managers, now they never frown here. As long as the radios are in, we will check them in. In fact, we're going to have you get him another transmission because it sounded so good. Over.
Okay. Now, I was right in the middle of a movie, and I looked up, seen what time it was, and I come running in here, and you were signing off, so I figured I'd at least try one time to see if I could get it in, because, Saturday night sometimes me and wife have movie nights, but I wanted to get in here and do it there, plus I had jumped in the rain locker earlier, too, so, I had to do all the honeydews and me-do's, so that's what we did, and I'm here to say my radio is working. Over.
All right, glad you remembered. This is the Saturday night place to be, Old Tube Radio Network 27085. It's sounding good. It is radio number 8. Thanks for stopping by. Over.
Okay, Dennis, again, thank you very much for your time and efforts that you do. If it wasn't you, we don't know who would do it, but you do it, and you do it well. So, Dennis, take care of all the other SWOs out there. Good evening. Any people in the service, as I was, I want to wish you guys all a wonderful Memorial Day. And remember, there's still more out there. So thank God that they're here, and thank God they're working for us. We're out.
All right, thanks for bringing it by. And the Old Tube Radio Network beaconing across the airwaves. Thanks for radio number 8. And with that, we will say, as they say in the radio world, is it 72 plus 1? And we will catch you next time on the old Tube Radio Network. And Cornbread reminds us that if you don't pass your test the first time, there's always GMRS for $35. You can get that too. And if you get a decent test examiners, they might say, well, here's a test. Keep going. Keep on going, and then we'll make sure you pass before you get out of here. Good night always. Good night, everybody, and we will see you later.
I missed it. Are you getting ready to do another test?
What was that?
Are they getting ready to do another test?
Boy, what happened to your radio? There's probably another test session coming up, and I don't have the exact test data, but I think there's probably something coming up in August.
All right. Well, this should be better now. I haven't realized I had something turned on down there, but don't need it. But now I just want that. Now you said there's going to be one in when?
I think it's a class. I don't think it's a test. Usually what they do is they have a class, and then they test you after the class, and they pretty much guarantee that everybody's probably going to pass. But I think there's one coming up. Yeah, you sound a lot better. Coming up in August.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. All right. I'll be out, and you can do what you want to do. I'm sure you would love to go back to bed or go to bed, whichever it is. So, Dennis, thank you.
All right, well, maybe I'll go enjoy some of the fare that's down in the green room. I'm still dressed in the party mode here, so we'll have to see. Although it has been one of those days, and I am kind of tired, and it's 10:30, at least here on the West Coast. And all those who it's Sunday morning and they're still staying up, saying, "Don't be a wimp. You've still got a couple hours before it's Sunday." All right, everybody, 73. And let's see. Good night from the seedless apple trees. Good night, Levon, Felix. Man Cave Studios joining us from North Carolina. Thanks for jumping in. Something we do each week, and we've been doing this from about 1986. There have been many net controllers. I'm just one of the many. Things kind of got complicated with the video and the audio, but I wish we had some audio archives of the early nets where we had, when there were actually some CB people on the air, where there were hundreds of people rather than 10 or 20. It's always been fun, and we hope to keep it that way, thanks to you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dennis. Have a good evening.
Good night, Dennis. Hey, Chris?
Yes.
Just checking.
Hey, I've still got them.
Dennis?
This is the basic Dennis, over.
Did you say somebody gave me a shout out?
Mr. Levon said hello, radio.
It's late back east. Good night. Thank you, Dennis.
Over.
Hey, Chris?
Joe, just checking. They're still there.
I'll call you at race time.
Yeah, I'm going to church in the morning, but yeah, what is Indianapolis 500 tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
I'll have to record. What time does it start, do you know?
When it does.
I will let you know in just a minute, if you hang on.
I'll be here. Night, Harvey.
You're right, it is past my bedtime.
You know me, all I got to do is fall backwards and I'm in my bed.
Well, I go to sleep wherever I fall.
Don't say that.
All right.
I went to sleep on the chair yesterday, boy, and got up and fell on the floor.
Let's do a quick check. Go over to the antenna on 20 meters. Man, it's noisy. That is a noisy antenna.
You are paying until you're doing 500. Billy Watts, mate, over.
All right, there's some activity on 20 meters. Late at night. 14160. We have the best antenna.
I should be beaming for you. Very, very different to where I'm beaming right now. So, what a pleasure. What a pleasure to be able to work you. So, what is your station, over?
Sounds like we got Europe actually coming in, which is very hard to get here on the West Coast.
Zulu 3, Bravo, Charlie Echo, Zulu Lima 2, Lima Delta. What is your station, over?
Oh, it's New Zealand coming through. That makes sense because we're hearing Hawaii on 11. ZL's on 20.
Gee whiz, I don't know whether I can give you this signal report. It's a little bit horrendous, mate. 5-9, genuine 5-9, USL.
It all sounds good. All right. Yeah, not a DX contest.
Lovely. Yeah, gee whiz, going over to the East Coast at this time of the day. Oh, I suppose, yeah, it's not unusual. European stations are coming in on the long path gangbusters at the moment. The band is just absolutely singing. Propagation has been beautiful, mate. we must have been smiling right because it's certainly looking after us. But having said that, of course, we'll end up with a massive CME and it'll black everything out for a while then, and I'll be sitting here crying tears of my beer. Which reminds me, I must go and grab another cold one. So, great stuff, mate. How long have you been actually living in Florida? I thought you might have been in Boca, mate, over.
So an actual conversation, not a contest going on 20 meters. Good night, everybody, from the Old Tube Radio Network. How do you tell the difference between upper and lower sideband? Except it says USB and LSB. Or you're on the left side or the right side of the dial. You would have to know if somebody was off frequency, if they moved up to have their voice lower, or they moved down to make their voice higher, then you'd know.
A bit of a harsh sort of accent. I much prefer the ones from in Kentucky and Missouri, down in that area, mate. Those guys really have that beautiful, that southern drawl, mate, over. How do you get a southern drawl when you come from north and get the sign over?
Radio. Is the Echo link still linked? It seems like it is.
Hello, radio. KA3TED.
All right, still here. Oh, let me turn down. If I can find the control here. All right, turn down 20 meters. Now you can probably hear me.
Well, I could hear you over the 20 meters, but it definitely sounds better when you turn it down.
Yeah, I forget. That's somehow feeding into the Echo link thing here. I don't know if I need to do that or not. I guess I do. If someone wanted to ask somebody a question on Echo link, I would have to feed up there. Sometimes there are so many knobs, I don't know what I'm doing.